Welcome to Just Us. And as you know, the holiday season is upon us. People are out shopping for turkeys. They're trying to figure out what it is they're bringing to holiday dinners. But some people are trying to figure out who they're bringing to the holiday dinner and how their family members may react. And you guys have been married now for how long?
We've been married for 6 years.
Okay. And so I've been in a same-sex relationship for 13 years now. And we've talked to an interracial couple, and I think people are further along in that space than they are with same-sex couples. I think there's a whole different layer of
I agree.
complexity because people just, they don't know how to deal. They don't know what to say, and some don't care, and they say anything. So can you share with us some of the experiences that the both of you have had with your families?
I think in the beginning most of my family has been very much, if you like this person, we will like this person. And they'll get behind me.
Right.
There have been other issues that come up, but I think for the most part, they really try and continue to try, for the most part.
That's cool. What about you, Debbie?
I had a little bit of a different experience because I had my guard up. We were already going through a bad situation on the religious front. I had to leave a religion to come out
Okay.
to be who I was, and that didn't go over so well in the congregation or with my parents. I already had my guard up, so I think I was a little bit possibly overly sensitive to comments that her family made.
Right.
There were comments that really hurt my feelings, but my feelings were raw and ready.
Right, right. And
So-
that's a whole different place to be in as
Sure.
well because it's easy to take things the wrong way. And as I said, I just really think it's a space that people haven't had, because same-sex relationships, people hide them. They hide them well. This is my best friend and so on and so forth. And so, but there are people in our families that are openly hostile or just insensitive and don't care. Have you guys experienced any of that within your families?
I think the comments that came from her side of the family were very much not intended the way they sounded. We began to forget that we were a unique couple, a different couple.
Right.
This was new because we were getting married. And so that was very different. Crystal had never been married before.
Right.
And so the things they would say about adoption, or we want Crystal to dress a different way for the wedding or something like that,
Right.
that was stuff they didn't intend to be hurtful, because underneath all that, they adore her
Right.
and came to love me. On my side of the family, it was different. They had to make it a mental illness.
Oh, wow.
And so to be accused after having a long-standing good reputation in a religious organization, and then to overnight, I was excited to be in love and get married and all this stuff, and they were, well, she's gone mad.
Right. Wow.
And so you begin to think, what is wrong with you?
Exactly.
You know, that I'm still the same person, I just love somebody you would prefer I didn't.
Exactly.
And Crystal's family didn't do that to us.
So how did you begin to deal with some of that? I mean, you said they want me to dress a certain way. I mean, how are we able to, because relationships are important and families are important, and it's hard to really take the chance to lose all of that to live your own truth.
Right.
How were you able to talk to your parents or get through?
I have pretty good boundaries.
Okay. Like what? That might be really helpful for some people to hear.
Once I say, I don't feel that way, or I'm not going to do that just to appease you, that's what I mean. I'm not going to waffle back and forth, and I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but this is my life and
Right.
my relationship.
Exactly.
And, I know there's a lot of people that care about me. There's a lot of people that care about her as well. But when it comes to what we have, I'm going to protect that with everything I have. And if that means that somebody is coming against us or against that, our relationship, they're no longer necessary in our lives.
Wow. Even family?
We haven't had to deal with that as much
Okay.
because I think that when it comes to family, I always have an open door policy. If you choose to love us, then love us.
Right.
And if you don't, then don't.
Right.
I'm not, at this point in my life, as concerned as I once was about trying to, I really want to see this person that's in my family.
Right.
I really want to try to make a better relationship with this person. Well, they haven't called me in 5 years.
Right.
Why am I the one
Right.
that tries to reach out when in fact I feel like them being a little older, they should have reached out to me. And so I kind of gotten to the point where my family is right here.
Exactly.
I love my mother dearly. My father's been deceased now for a long time. And my brothers, that's my family.
Right.
And so the other stuff that can come into it, I might do a family reunion occasionally. I might go, visit this person occasionally, and we might do that as a family, but it's not as important as it once was.
Right.
Because
That's-
this is what's
that's-
important.
That's pretty amazing. What advice would you guys have for a young couple starting out and same-sex couple, and they've got holidays are coming up. They don't know how to navigate those waters. Maybe there's something simple that you could tell them that would help them through this holiday season?
Learn to cook.
Learn to cook. I love that.
See, I was raised without holidays, Risha. I had never celebrated a holiday until I got with Crystal.
Wow,
Not a birthday,
okay.
not a Christmas, there was never a holiday that was
And that's
in
the
our
religion.
household. That was our religion.
Okay, we got to get into
And so
that.
Crystal kind of had to teach me how to, okay, this is what and don't buy for everybody because you're going to have to do it again next year, first of all.
That was Carmela's problem. She would come to the
Boundaries.
Thanksgiving dinner with this
Boundaries.
huge, all this. I was like, they're gonna want me to cook this stuff. I was good before you came along. Like,
I love Carmela.
I just brought, I'm bringing the styrofoam, the paper plates and the cups, and here you come cooking stuff. That's
ice.
like, yeah, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yep.
Well, I think the simple thing is grace, love,
Sure.
respect. I think those things are, I guess I can't say they're innate because some people just don't get it. But for the most part, we know how to treat people. We just don't want to. So I think there's a lot of simplicity in that. But for those that pop off with the homophobic, xenophobic, racist, sexist comments, I think we have to ask ourselves if we want to win or do we want to be right? Because I think being right is easy. We can justify cursing people out, telling them off, but to win, we really get to move the needle. We really get to say, hey, your intent might have been great, but your impact was really harmful. It was hurtful. I think the win is that we changed an outlook. So I guess I would tell people, go for the win. You got to put up with a little bit, and you have to show a lot more grace than they're willing to show. But if we do that, I think that our families do move past these old thoughts and these past experiences and the things that they were raised up on, that they put into us, that kind of just makes everything suck. So,
And my assumption always was that they meant something bad by it. And so something I learned from Crystal, it took me several years, was that underneath whatever they say, they love and accept. So you have to take what they say and go, they're not used to this situation.
right.
And they're not used to the transgender community. They're not used to the community that we love and adore and are part of. They live a different kind of universe.
very true.
And so when they come into that, their first thought is, oh no, y'all shouldn't be allowed to adopt kids.
Yeah.
And so I was up in arms. Like, it
Right.
just felt tense, like I was always ready to fight.
I can
And she
understand
wasn't. She was just laid back, like,
Yeah.
well, you're wrong, but let's have dinner. You know?
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. And I think, people get tired of that from the different marginalized communities of being the ones to show grace all the time. But I still think it works out better in the end if you can have the attitude of, okay, you don't have to agree with me. Moving on.
And you've set a good example in that. We've watched things happen to you around race, around your marriage, things like that. We watched those unfold in your life. And you've always set the example of, I'm going to take that and do something positive with it,
Right road.
or teach you better.
Yeah.
I'll teach you better in a loving way.
I'm trying.
No, you do. You do.
Thank you, both of you, so much for being
welcome.
here. I really appreciate it. Remember, it's just us for justice. Each one is going to have to teach one. We will see you next time on Two Works for You.